Okay, whenever you're ready. Just give your name.
My name's Daniel Drake. I've been involved with OLPC for about 2.5 years now. I started off by doing a technical internship in the offices in Boston doing software development. And then since then I've basically been doing deployment work mostly as a volunteer. I've been to a big number of countries. I started off in Ethiopia, then I went to Paraguay, Nepal, Nigeria, Nicaragua, Argentina, Uruguay and Peru. So over 2 years I've seen a lot, the majority of the larger OLPC projects. Right now I'm working on the technical team doing software development once again.
Just out of curiosity, just give an example of a really difficult technical challenge you've had in some of these places.
I think there's always one of the big challenges is doing the software upgrades. When there's a new version of the software out, how do you upgrade all of the laptops in one place? Which strategy do you use? How do you back up their contents, back up the work that students have done, that kind of thing.
Can you name something innovative you did, an innovative way of came up with?
So in Paraguay, a system we developed was we managed to do the upgrades without deleting the old software, so it was kind of done in place. And the laptops all talked with a central server in Paraguay, and the central server could advise them of software updates available on their local school servers. So we pushed out some software updates to some of our schools, and all the laptops in the schools upgraded automatically without input from the user, without losing their work and so on.
And then I'll ask one more question before Sarah takes over.
Sure.
What was it that got you hooked on OLPC, that got you, okay, I'm going to give up my nice warm bed wherever I am and start traveling around the world and doing these things?
I think it's the fact that OLPC is a combination of fascinatingly difficult problems on every level. You have political problems, you have logistics problems, you have technical problems, you have communication problems, you have infrastructure problems. So there's always a lot to be doing, and there's always very interesting problems to be solved. You're always working with a different variety of people, and it just encapsulates a lot of things into one project, which I think at the end of the day is extremely beneficial for the children involved.
Excellent. Okay.
What do you think is the most incredible and magical of all this for the child?
I think certainly on a basic level, depending on where you are, some of the places where the laptops are going, the children have very little access to resources. For example, in Ethiopia, we were giving laptops out in the countryside. Now the children don't really have any books in the village. They have one textbook per class, but on the laptops we put all of the textbooks from grade 1 through 6. Therefore they had about 62 textbooks on the laptops. There were children who didn't have many resources such as pens and pencils, but they could now start doing drawing on the laptop and things like that. So certainly in these places, you've just the basic features.
Go ahead and just do that last line again because I was over it.
Sure. Just the whole question, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So certainly in a lot of these places, the resources are so basic and there's so little access to information that the introduction of the laptops makes a huge difference. For example, in Ethiopia, we took the laptops there with all of the textbooks, grades 1 through 6, on the laptop. And this was going from one textbook per class to each child having 62 laptops, or 62 textbooks, something like that. There were children there who didn't really have pens or pencils in their homes. They couldn't do any drawing outside of school. They now could do basic drawing on the laptop using the paint activity. So I think certainly just the change of access to information and resources is a huge impact this project has.
What do you think the kids, when they receive for first time the computer, what do you think that ellos pueden hacer con eso? ¿Tú qué crees que ellos piensan que pueden hacer con el laptop en el primer momento que lo reciben?
I think.
¿Para qué lo van a utilizar? O sea, ¿qué les va a acercar al mundo? ¿Qué van a hacer?
Okay. I think to begin with, it's a big mystery for these children. What a laptop can do, how it works, why it works, what they can do with it. A lot of them gravitate to things like the internet and to the camera and things like that. they often come with a lot of fear and doubt. Like they don't want to move the mouse. You say no, you just put your finger on it, and they're like, no, I can't. So I think it's a bit mystical for them. They also don't have a very at least to begin with, they don't really understand what the laptop can do and how it works. For example, I was working in a school and the internet connection went down, and the children couldn't understand why it stopped working. So you had to explain, well, actually, the internet, it comes in on this cable and it's out in the whole world. It comes from different countries, and it was entirely new to them, this concept of global communication like that.
That's great. Anything you want to say? Anything you'd like to?
OLPC is a very largely community-driven organisation all around the world, and there are many opportunities to get involved with volunteer work in the field, with doing software development, software testing, documentation. So definitely any volunteers out there who would be interested in joining the project would be very welcome.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.